This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We remember so that we do not forget. That was the message of a special 9/11 ceremony held last night in the city of Hazleton. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Cara. And we begin our newscast with a press conference held this afternoon at Hazleton City Hall. State Attorney General Kathleen Kane joined Hazleton Police Chief Frank D'Andrea and numerous agencies to announce that 22-year-old Amir Edwards has been charged with criminal homicide in the stabbing death of 27-year-old Zachary Richards. The stabbing happened just before 6 a.m. on Thursday at 615 Cleveland Street. Edwards has also been charged in connection with the armed robbery of Tresco Superfood in Tresco the night before. The case was referred to the AG's office after it was learned that Richards was the brother of a Luzerne County Assistant District Attorney. The investigation led to Amir Edwards, who was believed to have been residing at 113 Pine Street in Hazleton. Police set up a perimeter around the home to serve a warrant.
The stakeout teams, so to speak, had observed a silver Mitsubishi Diamante passing and frequenting all of the areas that we're looking for Mr. Edwards. The Special Operations Group, the Pennsylvania State Police, and the local police, both Butler Township, West Hazleton, along with the Hazleton Police Department and the Hazleton Fire Department, converged upon 113 Pine Street. After announcing multiple times requesting Mr. Edwards come out, we entered the house with a search warrant, and Mr. Edwards was nowhere to be found. As luck would have it for us, we observed the same silver Mitsubishi Diamante happened to drive past 113 Pine Street while 40 to 50 law enforcement officers, the fire department, EMS, and probably at least 15 different vehicles, lights activated, have surrounded the house. A group of the law enforcement officers followed the vehicle, were able to successfully stop the vehicle, and Mr. Edwards was apprehended at the intersection of Wyoming and Broad Street without incident.
Kane praised the success of the joint investigation.
By 8 o'clock yesterday morning, I had a call that this murder had occurred, that our assistance was needed. We immediately converged a team of 4 agents, 1 Deputy Attorney General, up to Hazleton. They worked tirelessly with the Pennsylvania State Police, tirelessly with Hazleton PD, who always does a great job, West Hazleton, Butler Township, and the Luzerne County detectives. And because of that cooperation, and because of the fact that they work so well together, within 15 hours, a murderer was in custody and taken off the streets.
You can see today's news conference in its entirety on our website, ssptv.com, on YouTube, and at facebook.com/FYI News 13. And for more on this story, make sure to pick up the Standard Speaker as well. Well, last night, people throughout the Hazleton area gathered to remember those lost on September 11, 2001. Lisa Sugart was there.
We remember so that we do not forget. We remember so that we do not forget. So, my friends, I tell you that on this day, I remember the morning of 9/11 for me.
Father Jack Lambert from St. John Bosco Church in Cunningham said tonight, "We remember so we do not forget." And that was the purpose for the gathering here at Holy Rosary Church in Hazleton, to remember those lives lost on that terrible day on September 11th. Joining me now are 2 of the men who are very involved in this program. To my left is Tony Colombo, who is a Hazleton City firefighter. He is also one of the organizers of this event ever since 2002. And also I have the honor of being joined again by Vincent Tamino, a retired New York City firefighter. Vincent, I'm going to begin with you. Why is it each and every year you have faithfully come here to the city of Hazleton to remember 9/11?
Well, I come to Hazleton. I have chosen Hazleton because for me, it's a much easier place to remember September 11th. For me to be in New York City today would be a very frightening experience again, and saw our situation, and I enjoy very much coming up here, visiting my friends, and to celebrate the memory of the victims of 9/11.
13 years after that horrific day, do you think America still remembers deeply, or are we starting to forget?
No, I think deep down, the good people of America still remember 9/11. I think this will go on and on and on until hopefully there isn't another event, or until something bigger happens. But, similar to Pearl Harbor, I wasn't born at the time, but I remember hearing about it, reading about it, knowing about it, and I knew what December 7th each year stood for. So I think the people of America will remember September 11th for a long time.
I surely hope so. Tony, you want to make sure that they remember. That's why this has happened. There is a monument here at Holy Rosary Church to remember those lost in 9/11, a piece of the World Trade Center. Why is this so special to you?
It's a special thing to me because the day of the event, I contacted firefighters in New York, and they were looking for paramedics, so we were ready to go. And we got involved, and being a firefighter here in Hazleton, it's a brotherhood. Volunteer or career, we're all brothers, like Vinny said. It's in our blood to never forget, and the monument here in Hazleton is for all local fire departments and his citizens to come pray and never forget that horrible day.
We leave you now with the sounds of the Hazleton Area High School Band.
Thanks a lot, Lisa, for that story. Well, it is Football Friday, week number 3, and in sports, I'll sit down with Dave Seaman, the sports editor of the Standard Speaker, to talk about some of the matchups and celebrating 175 years, where you can see a fabulous fireworks display tomorrow night in our area.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We're at the beautiful celebrations at Sand Springs Public Country Club, and every Friday we're talking about planning your wedding, helping you with ideas, brides-to-be, or anyone involved in planning a wedding. This segment is definitely for you. I'm back with Stacy, and we're ready to eat a beautiful meal, some ideas of some entrees that you can help, you can choose for your guests that attend your wedding, right?
Right. Today we're talking about combination platters.
Okay.
These have been wildly popular in the past year, mostly because it's so hard to decide what your guests should eat. So why not give them more than one choice?
Okay.
Traditionally speaking, it would be surf and turf. You might have a steak and a lobster. This dish here is the steak with the crab cakes. So this is one of the more common combination platters, but it's also common to do something like a chicken and a pasta. This one's the chicken marsala and fettuccine alfredo, and this is great for everyone. Everyone gets the same dish. No one has to choose what they want to eat. It's given to them. They're great portions, so no one's going to go home hungry.
All right, so what if we have someone who has a special need or is allergic to certain foods? How do you help them out?
There's always going to be somebody at the wedding that is on the newest diet or is gluten-free, vegan even. And so for those guests, what we do is we do a separate meal for them. So if they can't have the beef and the crab cakes, we would make a dish that they can eat, and they would have it plated just like everyone else.
And then there are the children involved with the weddings.
Right. There's always children running around too, and a lot of times those kids can be picky eaters. So we do offer multiple meals for those children so they can choose what they want to eat. And we can customize that as well, depending on what the parents want for them as well.
All right, nice to talk about the trends for 2014. I've heard of a lot of people doing very heavy appetizers and then maybe a lighter meal.
Correct, that's been a big trend lately as well, is doing an extravagant cocktail hour and then having just a one-course plated meal for dinner.
Okay, so there are some ideas. You can either go with the heavy happy hour hors d'oeuvres, right? And then offer the lighter meal, or again, you can offer heavier meal, and then the hors d'oeuvres would be a little lighter.
Right, and we customize that for every wedding. So no matter what you want, we'll work with you, and so you have exactly what you want on your wedding day.
And you have enough room where you'll be able to have butler service if you want that. You can set up the tables the way you want to set them up. I know some people are even setting them up in different designs, not just your traditional round tables in a round area, but they've been setting them up in different designs. So these are just some choices for you brides. Remember not to wait to book your wedding too long, because like at Sand Springs, they are booking fast, already into 2015 and even into 2016, right?
Correct.
So get your information today. Next week, what are we going to talk about?
Next week, we're going to be talking about on-site ceremonies.
All right, on-site ceremonies. We're here at Celebrations at Sand Springs.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Here's a look at Community Park in Hazel Township, and let's get right to the weather because I want to know what it's going to be like on Football Friday. Let's take a look. Low of 52 tonight. It should be clear though. Seems like there's no rain in the forecast. Not the case on Saturday. 70% chance of rain. The high will be 62. The low at night down to 47. 40% chance of rain at night. Sunday looks nice. High of 63. Low of 42 at night. Monday sunny. High of 66. At night 40% chance of showers. Low of 50. On Tuesday partly sunny, high of 65. Tuesday night, a low of 44.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazelton. Treat yourself today.
One township in our area is marking a major milestone, the 175th anniversary of Hazel Township. And here to tell us about some of the festivities planned is Township Supervisor Chairman Bill Gallagher. Bill, tell us what is happening, especially tomorrow night at Community Park.
Well, in cooperation with the All-Pro Hazel Township automotive dealers, which are the new dealership that will be moving into the area below Walmart, we are having a huge fireworks spectacular. It'll be at 8:30 tomorrow night, weather permitting, at Hazel Township Community Park. It'll be right after the end of the Italian Festival, which will also be out there. And we have been told that this will be the largest fireworks display in the area for quite some time. Through their gracious donation, we were able to secure quite a large amount of fireworks. And they're estimating that it should run around 45 minutes long, and it's going to be down over Lake Irene. So if the weather's permitting, you can come out tomorrow night, bring a chair, bring some blankets, and we'll have everybody set up along the lake, and it should be a beautiful display. And in the event of inclement weather, they're saying it might be a little bit of rain tomorrow, then we would have to move it to Sunday night. But either way, it'll be Saturday or Sunday, depending on the weather.
And you have some other things that have been added to Hazel Township as part of this anniversary.
Right. We had a bell done. It was a bell from an old church, and it was from Ohio, and it was actually cast in Pittsburgh. And about a year ago, we actually had started to look for something to commemorate the anniversary, and we received it, and today it was mounted in front of the Commons building down in the Hazel Township complex. So as people are around, they'll be able to get to see that too. It's a beautiful, beautiful old bell, and it's sort of the nostalgic thing that we wanted to have something to commemorate this anniversary.
And finally, there is another special monument that was added at Community Park.
Yes, the Hazelton High School class of 1964 had approached us several months ago, Attorney Dave Glassberg and his group, about looking for like a prayer garden or a reflection garden as part of their 50th anniversary to commemorate two of their classmates who had fought in Vietnam and had not made it back. So it's dedicated to those two classmates. That will be dedicated tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at the park right before the start of the Italian Festival, and it just came out beautiful.
Oh, well, some really nice things taking place. Happy anniversary to the township, and we look forward to the big fireworks extravaganza tomorrow, 8:30 at Community Park. Don't miss it. If it rains, Bill said it will be Sunday at the same time. So come on out and help celebrate and get part of the Bella Italia Festival as well.
Break out the bocce balls. As Bill and Lisa mentioned, this weekend marks the 7th annual Bella Italia Festival held at Hazleton Community Park by the Hazleton chapter of Unico. And you can see from this video is from a previous festival. Now, due to tremendous response, this year's festival will be extended to 2 days, this Saturday and Sunday. The festival is known for its fabulous homemade food, fried dough, the bocce tournament, a fingers tournament, a 5K run, and much more. So head to the Bella Italia Festival this Saturday and Sunday at Community Park. Grab a sausage and pepper hoagie from the Italian Festival and then go to the Weatherly Hill Climb. Hit that up. That's this weekend as well. Racing is Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And there's a kickoff parade in downtown Weatherly on Friday at 6 p.m. Admission and parking are both free. The food is not, but it's always reasonably priced and delicious. You don't have to worry about food prices if you hit the lottery. Midday winning lottery numbers: the Daily 813, the Big Four 4867, Quinto 39968, Treasure Hunt 9, 10, 18, 24, and 28. Dave Seaman and myself, we celebrate Football Friday next.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Some hot teams in the Anthracite League. Let's talk about Monoy area. They get their first victory of the season last Friday night. You were impressed with the Golden Bears.
The Golden Bears went to Schuylkill Haven, not an easy place to play, and they went and they scored 34 points, I believe, against Schuylkill Haven, 38 points, and they won going away, 38-21, I believe. That's a big win for Monoy area, coming off a tough loss against Lehighton in their opening game. It sets up a good season for the Golden Bears. Now they could look at maybe District 11 playoff berth, Class A, or an Eastern Conference playoff berth. If you look at the Lehighton game, they really self-destructed. A couple of key turnovers that really hurt them, but they bounced back against a good Schuylkill Haven team.
I remember my standard speaker recap. If I'm wrong, tell me, but Monoy caused a lot of turnovers in this game.
Yes, they did, and it's a big win for Monoy area. Again, going into the rest of their schedule, it's a big confidence boost.
I was very impressed, Dave. I showed up at the Marion game, saw a little bit of that for highlights. Marion's offense looked very good. They seemed balanced. They had the pass going in their victory over Panther Valley. They also had a very good run game, and the defense bent a little bit, but did not break. They have a huge showdown in 2 weeks with North Schuylkill, but I think Marion right now, they're in our Anthracite grade on FYI with North Schuylkill right now, the highest you can get to on the Cole scale. What have you seen from the Colts?
Colts have been impressive, really. Opening win against Williams Valley. Their defense allowed only 7 points. Then they pitched a shutout against Panther Valley. Like you said, offensively, they have a lot of good skill people. Backfield is back intact. Most importantly, the Colts have struggled in recent years when they haven't had an offensive line to guide them. They haven't experienced offensive line this year. So mix that with their skill people, and I think the Colts are a dangerous opponent for anybody.
North Schuylkill seems to be the class, just from being the favorite maybe coming into the season. Is anyone on the level? You think the Colts, you think that's a competitive game when they meet up in 2 weeks?
I think we'll have to see. I think North Schuylkill is the team to beat, justifiably. They went to the Eastern Conference playoffs last year, and they have a lot of skilled people back, a lot of big people back. I believe that game will be played at North Schuylkill against Marion. So give North Schuylkill the edge there, too, and we'll see what happens.
Lastly, let's talk about the Hazleton area Cougars right now. Steve Stallone, great job again this weekend covering the team. And I read in his article, the Cougars tripled their offensive output from game number 1. So Coach Mike Brennan, seeing some improvement from the Cougars, but not quite there yet.
Like we talked about, it's going to take steps. I mean, you take one step at a time. He'll look for more strides this week going into the Delaware Valley game. Not going to be easy. Delaware Valley is probably one of the toughest teams on their schedule, and the schedule's loaded. And this is another tough team, and the Cougars have to come to play. And if they make improvement, I'm sure Coach Brennan will be happy about that.
It's game night in Center City. Hi, everybody, on this Friday, September 12th, week 3 of high school football. Delaware Valley is in town to meet the Cougars of Hazleton area tonight at Harmon Geist Memorial Field. And let's hope the Scarlet, Silver, and White could end this game on top of the mercy rule instead of under it, as it has been in the past 2 weeks. Last week, Scranton defeated the Cougars 42-14 in Scranton. Marion Catholic took a walk in the park, while humbling Panther Valley 52-0. The 2-0 Colts are at Minersville tonight. Other scores of local interest. Crestwood looked very impressive at home, zipping Abington Heights 31-0. Del Val, Hazelton's opponent tonight, defeated Wyoming Valley West 43-35. Seelings Grove microwaved Mount Carmel 61-6. Berwick powdered Pottsville 46-14. North Schuylkill whitewashed Blue Mountain 24-0. Jim Thorpe shut out Shenandoah Valley 46-0. And Tamaqua tamed Schuylkill Valley 25-6. Grasping at straws, a little spark for Hazelton area last Friday in Scranton. Zach Sikowski ran for 100 and Ryan Heller threw for 100. In the college ranks, Penn State beat Akron 21-3 unimpressively. Notre Dame mauled Michigan 31-0 very impressively and moved up in the AP poll to number 11. The Wolverines never even reached the red zone. It was the first shutout in the last 42 games in that series. Besides being 2-0, there was also good news in Nittany Valley. On Monday, the NCAA lifted sanctions ending Penn State's postseason ban, and all scholarships will be returned in 2015. What else? Ray Rice was released by the Ravens, and now he is banned indefinitely by the NFL after the elevator video showing domestic violence finally showed up, or should I say finally watched. They had it since April. And what happened at West Point last Saturday was very disturbing if you're an Army fanatic like me. This could be some kind of a record. Army led 47-16 before Buffalo executed 3 consecutive onside kicks in 2 scores. In the final quarter, they held the ball for 14 straight minutes before their 4th consecutive kick failed. Army won 47-39, but it left a bad taste in my mouth, and it will get much worse tomorrow. The Black Knights are 35-point dogs at Stanford, and they are on Penn State's schedule next year. Mother of God. Strange things are happening. Why not Penn? See you Monday. Till then, be a good sport. Stay loose.
Be happy, it's Friday, and go to Bottlenecks for half-price happy hour starting at 6 p.m. They have live music and half-price appetizers.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, happy birthday, Frank Albiotti. He celebrates on Sunday. This wish comes with love from your family and friends. Our next announcement, the Sanctuary, located on Wyoming Street in Hazelton, will be holding a professional wrestling event Sunday, September 21st at 5 p.m. 8 matches will be held, including a Puerto Rico versus Dominican Republic flag match. Tickets are $5 and available at the door. Call 570-262-0636 for info. And finally, the Nesquik State Park will be holding a Black Diamond Trail hike Wednesday, October 8th at 9 a.m. This is an easy 8-mile hike. More information or to register, please call 570-403-2006. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Leon G. Mao Jr. of McAdoo. Private services were held under the direction of the Zeiselman Roach Funeral Home. Frederick E. Peters of Cunningham. Funeral will be held October 4th at 11 a.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call from 10 to 11 a.m. Mary M. Shima of Drums. Services will be held at the convenience of the family and under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. And Charles A. Whittington of Cunningham. Memorial will be held Saturday at 2 p.m. at 7 Orchard Lane in Cunningham. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now in News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Jamie Cook of Beaver Meadows. Jamie, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-459-9813 to win your free movie.
It's Second Friday in downtown Hazelton. Come on out and participate in all the festivities and check out the Open Door Project. Also, watch FYI Weekend and remember, big sports announcement during the Sportscast. That's it for now. Till the weekend. Take it easy, everyone.